How comfortable are you with the topic of sex? What about the topic of sexual activity within the geriatric community? Well, today I'm going to be talking about how sex affects the elderly, their beliefs, emotions, and overall health. The importance of this topic is to educate those who are unaware of the reality of sexual activity amid the senior citizens. This is a taboo topic that people tend to be uncomfortable with, which leads to bigger issues as we age. So, I will be discussing why sexual activity declines with old age, how it affects men versus women, and how it affects their emotions and mental health. Now, moving forward, why does sexual activity decline in older adults? Well, this largely has to do with society views. It sets a social construct that sexual activity is not spoken about when considering older adults. Some reasons may be that older people are unable to reproduce. It's typically believed that sex is not needed or unwanted by older adults, and it is prerogative to the youth. It is reasons like this that persuade some old folk into having negative feelings towards sexual activity in their late lives. Some other reasons might be health conditions. When injured, it isn't uncommon to not want sex in fear of making the injury worse. And it takes longer for older adults to heal from injury, making the deed more risky. Aside from injury, arthritis, heart conditions, and mental disabilities can make intercourse more difficult or confusing. Older adults also are more prone to infections, making them more susceptible to STDs, UTIs, and in case of women, yeast infections. Now, how does sex affect men versus women? Men report to have more interest, more activity, less guilt, and fewer sex-related problems as they age. As men age, it takes longer to reach the point of erection. With this, erections tend to be less durable and have less longevity. For women, they go through a state of menopause, and postmenopause can cause vaginal dryness and mood swings. There's also a drop in estrogen, which can take a toll on their libido. And women have a harder time finding a sexual partner than men do. Both have a harder time reaching the point of a climax as well as pursuing the action of intercourse. However, the majority of adults 65 years and older claim to have positive views on sexual activity once they reach that time in their life. Both men and women enjoy and want to have sex. Now, moving on to our third point, how sex affects their emotions and mental health and what changes. Sex becomes less about reaching the orgasm and more about closeness and intimacy with their partners. Older adults have also said that sex in late life is more legitimated by love than younger adults, and they are less pressured to perform sexually. And believing that sex is important for all well-being, most older adults tend to believe that age is not an obstacle, and nor are the changes in their bodies. Sexual activity in older adults reduces depression, presents more stable moods, and it keeps their brains active. Overall, healthy sex life is a positive effect on senior citizens as it is in all adults. In conclusion, as we continue, more and more couples believe that passionate intercourse is possible after the age of 80. And this is largely due to what experts and doctors have to say. And it is important to talk about this topic to educate those who are unaware of its importance. Knowing the benefits among sexual activity in older adults can help us all age better. For policy implications, the government should stop standing in the way of sexual activity in older adults, meaning that if a couple is in a nursing home together, they are still forced to live in separate bedrooms. And that is not right, in my opinion. And the next step for research is to collect data on how often older partners participate in sexual activity and what their satisfaction levels are. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks.